Hello and welcome to the round 7 preview as the Blues are about to take on the Eagles at Optus Stadium on Saturday night. This fortnight has been very challenging and a real test of my, if I'm honest, my inner passion for the club. Dead honest. I was really concerned after Adelaide, and then the manner in which St Kilda just, not even anywhere near their best, dismantled us, reaffirmed that concern. And I find myself, haven't done this very often, but genuinely questioning, like, what is this group going to do this season? What is this group going to do? I mentioned on the fan cams around my question around, like, are they collectively obsessed with this thing? I'm mindful that I might be looking over my shoulder at other teams, Collingwood, Essendon, these teams, or St Kilda, these teams with new coaches, and they seem to be starting really well, just like we did last year, and the honeymoon period is in full effect for them. Maybe I'm looking at these other clubs and I shouldn't be because it's only 6 rounds, but there's a feeling that something's not right, and it's not a new feeling, it's a recurring feeling, and I generally speaking give the team the benefit of the doubt, mostly because I have hope. I have hope for better days. I have hope for this reliable club, and then I watch other clubs around the league and the deep drive collectively that some of these teams have to perform week in, week out. It just flattens me. Dead honest. I can't believe I'm at a point where I'm saying I'm questioning my love for the club. And it's not just because of St Kilda last week. It's not just because of Adelaide last week. It's because we have made seemingly no progress from whatever we did in the off-season. We have been demoralised. We've also been our own worst enemy with our skills, and it comes down to, who knows? We don't have that laser sharp focus that I thought we had last year, and it's alarming. And for all the arguments about, it's a long season, we peaked too early last year, and look how that turned out. Well, no, we were wounded last year. We played a bloody hard, intense, powerful brand of football. And I don't know what this controlled, slow tempo way of playing is going to do for us in the long run. I can theorize that maybe it's a good thing for us in the long term, for us to be able to utilize the ability to control the game, but not to rely on it for 4 quarters. Like, I understand that you need to be able to control game and kill 2 minutes off the clock here and there, which is something we didn't do last year. But I feel like we've gone so far into it now that I'm curious, like, what has it done to the confidence of the group? Are we just relearning something that we haven't been able to nail down for really this whole group's existence? We haven't been able to figure this part out of the game. Is this just one of those difficult parts where we're trying to do something new and get better at it, and you got to practice it during the season? I don't know. My gut feeling tells me that it's not that. My gut feeling tells me that something's wrong, and I guess I'm looking too far ahead. The idea of it not working out again, the idea of failing again, it's like a fear of that failure. And then there's the question of, like, what's the point of all of this? What are we documenting this for? Like, for what? For what? It just seems, there seems, again, I use this word, this inevitability. I'm pretty confident we're going to beat West Coast this week. Lo and behold, is that okay? Is it okay to expect to beat West Coast this week? But I find myself thinking of the alternative if we don't beat West Coast this week, what that'll be like. I'm really at a loss because there is still that theory around the league with certain coaches and probably teams and other players that if you just hang in there long enough, you just stick with it, Carlton will fold. And I saw that in the fourth quarter last week. I saw that. We kept making the same error. So this week, what's it going to be? It's a tough one because I can sense the fans want this big 10-goal win, this statement game. And if we win and it's not that big game, the holes are going to be poked. And rightly so, because I don't think West Coast... I don't want to be disrespectful to West Coast. You can't be disrespectful to any club. But I don't hold West Coast in the same manner as what I do these top 8, top 4 sides. I just don't. That's because of where they're at in their development, lots of injuries and all of that. So really testing times over the last few weeks. Really testing times. And the other thing as well, a season can be done and finished in a matter of 4 weeks. And we saw that last year. 4 weeks is all it took after a pretty gallant effort. 4 weeks is all it took to end the season and for it to be another failure. So at some point, can we expect there to be a bit more of a ruthless edge to this group? At some point. When is that evolution going to come? Why am I asking this question in year fucking 8? Why? What is the story? What is the deep underlying issue as to why I continue to get to this point in a season 3 or 4 times a year where I'm like, all right, draw the line in the sand and bring a ruthless edge and figure it out. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's very frustrating. And one of the most important parts of the difficult times, which is where we find ourselves in now, is you've got to be able to withstand the pressure and the spotlight's on and the blowtorch is on and everyone's coming externally and all of those things. But like, how can we get better at being able to handle the pressure, the anxiety, the external, the mental edge that other teams have on us? How are we going to fix the thing? How is it going to happen? And why hasn't it happened yet? And at what point can we demand it? It should be now. This is not, it's beyond the point of continuing to repeat. It should be now. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this week. Don't have the same buzz for the game this week as what I usually do for Carlton games. Because yeah, I don't trust them. I thought I could trust them based off what they showed last year for the majority of it. And because I trusted that whatever we were doing in the preseason was going to be an improvement on what we had already done, therefore giving us a head start on some of these other clubs who have had new coaches and new systems, and these things take time. But alas, here we are. So we need therapy.
You need many years of therapy. Many fucking years of therapy.
And we need to get on with it. And let this week be the beginning of something for the season. We're a quarter of the way in the season. So, we're on the hunt. Changes are a must this week, I think. I was all about stability last week. I really was. But now that I've seen really consistent efforts in the VFL, but really, really high-performing consistent efforts, I'm now firmly on the other side of that. Fuck stability. That didn't work last week. There needs to be something thrown to the playing group which gives them a little bit of a wake up, because they're not sharp. They're not sharp right now. What do we know in terms of who's going to be available? Well, we know Jesse Motlop will miss. We know that we're not going to challenge the suspension, so he will not play this week. The injury report has just landed. We know that De Koning will be available to play. We know that Sard will be a test. Cottrell will be available. Jack Martin and David Cunningham have returned to skills training, and Owies will be available next week. So I had a look at it, spoke to Pommy, made some changes. I didn't quite make the 7 changes that he did, but I think Motlop's not going to play. I think Ed Kerno should probably come out for Paddy Dow. I didn't trust Paddy Dow, but when you see 40 possessions, 35 plus possessions, and you see the drive. He could very easily not be performing in the VFL and just give up on his season and just accept his fate, so to speak. But again, you need to make a statement. You can only select the players that are on your list in any given year and in any given week. So fuck it. Bring in Paddy Dow. And I just want to see him play with the same hunger and intensity as what he's been playing in the twos. But yeah, I would love to see Paddy. I actually also think Lockie Fogarty, I'd like to see him come in. I think he can play on that half forward flank. No matter what, I know Lockie Fogarty's going to tackle. So there's that. Adam Saad, if he's available, I would clearly put him in the side. I think Josh Honey needs to come out of the side. I'm mindful of Lockie Cowan. It might be time for a rest. So do you pull the trigger on Jordan Boyd now and manage Cowan or drop him? I don't know. But I look at those four and I don't see a statement. There needs to be some level of statement to these guys who are in that sweet spot of their careers. You know, after 3 or 4 preseasons, we were saying, wait till they play 80 to 100 games. So who is that player? I think it's Fish. So if TDK is going to come back in, I'd be dropping Fish because I think there's a level of safety with some of these guys. So I was looking at Motlop, Kerno, Cowan, Honey, and Fisher out. Fogarty, Dow, Boyd, Saad, TDK in. We get that ball use in the defensive 50, which was one of the core reasons apparently why we weren't performing last week against the Saints. Boyd's a good user of the ball by foot. Saad's a good user of the ball by foot. I think it balances out that defense as well. Chincotta stays in the team on the bench. And then we need some energy throughout the midfield and especially that half forward line. So I'm bringing in Lockie Fogarty and TDK as well, because I think when he's fit and healthy, I think they said last week he was managed. Was he dropped? Was he ill during the week? I don't know, but he's available to play. So I'm going to put him in the side. Rumors going around online about him. I'm not going to read into that just yet until there's an official statement, but that's what I'm thinking. But like, I don't want to do this and be angry and mad and you know, reach into the emotion folder and just pick out the beautiful one-liners. It's time. It's been time already, but if it wasn't time anywhere in the last 3-4 years, now is the fucking time to switch on and pull your fingers out and get serious, or just make it clear and let us move on with some of these people and what this group is doing, because I feel like they're just wasting weeks. The longer their careers go on, they seem to be wasting weeks. Like the fans have been fascinating this week. It's been a really interesting watch. And you can see it. Losses divide and create less trust. Less trust creates more divide. More divide creates more negativity and differences in opinions. And the worst place we can be in is a place where the fans care more than what the players do for success. So get out there and fucking execute your job. Go and do your job. That's it. What about you? How are you feeling overall? And how are you feeling now? Is it time to be calm, or is it time to really shake things up? That's the balance that I'm thinking about this week, because I know how quickly a season can fall behind us. We watch it every year, and I'm mindful of that. So let me know what you think about the team, the changes, what you would do, who's in, who's out. And see you Saturday. Can't wait. Go Blues.